Hi, I'm Zach Armstrong, and this is Bill Interviews. And we're here with Christy Fair and Fedje. What are you happy to be? Why are you happy to be alive?
I'm happy to be alive. One of my greatest happinesses in life is, I'm going to say just the first thing that comes to my mind, but it's to be of service to others. And I have all these skills or something that I can do, but what makes me happy is truly to be with other people. And when I can bring out the best in them, they're actually bringing out the best in me. I mean, sure, everybody likes to be alone, but I really love to do things with people. So Bill is a massive fulfillment of just what makes me happiest in the world. And that's what makes me happy, yeah.
I'm happy to be alive, to be on the receiving end of that. I was actually going to say something very similar. I also like experiencing things with people and enjoying interaction and enjoying learning from people around me that I have everyday relationships with. That's fun. Yeah.
Have you ever had an idea that became like a really big thing, or like something that became famous, kind of, or something like that?
An idea that became like a big thing.
What do you think? I've got one. I was I was doing something called Landmark at one point, and they do something called self-expression and leadership, and they ask you to come up with an idea or an event and then share it with others and do it. So I got a lot of people who had never jumped out of an airplane before to jump out of an airplane with me for the very first time, and it was written up in the newspaper and a few other things. So I got 13 volunteers, and we went out, we did fundraising. Each person got to choose the charity, because we weren't just jumping out of a plane. We were jumping into life in knowing that things are certainly uncertain, which means the only thing you can guarantee in life is, well, there really aren't any guarantees. And so with certain uncertainty, you jump in with your whole heart. And that is something that I did just a few years ago, and it was my landmark project, but it actually, caught on, and it was a really big thing a few years ago. And I think it gave me a lot of training to help me do this. And I would say that for both Fedje and I, this is totally a culmination of every skill we have ever learned in our whole lives. It brings out everything. And I think Bill's pretty famous, and we both hope that we just take good care of it and all the people here.
This is the biggest thing I've ever done in my life, is helping to plan this event. It's the biggest thing. It's the biggest production that I've ever been a part of, being a big part of the planning, and it's the biggest thing in that it has a lot of meaning to me. So it's been very meaningful, so big in that way. So it's this. Bill.
I'm 10, and what were you doing at my age?
At 10, I was staying up late at night writing poetry. What else was I doing?
What grade were you in?
Fourth grade, yeah. I had a giant gap tooth space between my teeth in fourth grade. They were like, you could stick a whole finger in there. That's how far apart they were. And I was playing on the big toy it was like a big giant jungle gym outside,
Okay.
Playing on the big toy with Heather Francis and Roberto Sosa, who was the love of my life at that age.
In fourth grade, I remember in third grade I had a lot of difficulty with reading, and it was the first time I'd ever been tested for dyslexia. And there were a lot of reading groups with the in crowd as far as who's cool and who's not. And I didn't really fit into any one crowd, and I remember it very distinctly. And I remember, as far as reading groups, like I was in the group that needed help. And I remember I had a few teachers, especially Mrs. Ramirez in third, and then Mrs. Ramos, and just at my fourth grade teacher. Either way, they really reached out to me. They helped me read, and they helped me get faster. And being dyslexic ended up being a total gift because it was taught to me that my brain works a little differently, but it doesn't mean that I'm stupid. It doesn't mean anything like that. It just means you get to have a little extra help, and then with that brain working that way, you'll come up with things that people don't even know about. And I really appreciated that I was caught that early so that I would know there's nothing wrong with me. My brain just works a little different, which means I can use that and I can... Anyway, so that's one of the things that I was doing in fourth grade is learning about my own brain and learning.
Thank you for your time. It was really interesting.
Thank you for doing Bill interviews this year at Bill LA 2015. We've not done this before, so this is new, and thank you, Zach, for participating.
I also thank you with my whole heart. You're amazing. Thank you. Woo!
Yay.